6,200. Strong foundation that increase. The 16,000 represents an unprecedented
PNP dead
increase over 9 years.
Prime Minister just done. Raise minimum wage.
Cumulative inflation over that period remains well below this rate, and even in the United States dollars. This adjustment represents significant real growth in earnings for minimum wage workers. The government remains committed to creating prosperity for Jamaica and Jamaicans, and we are proud to share these gains with all. This government remains committed to supporting our hardworking citizens, ensuring fair wages, and improving living standards for all Jamaicans as we move forward together towards a more prosperous future. My fellow Jamaicans, in just a decade, we have transformed Jamaica from the brink of economic collapse into the strongest economy since our independence. We have conquered the challenges of macroeconomic stability and debt reduction. Hard-fought victories that have freed us from the cycle of crisis after crisis. It is now time for us to build on the strong foundation that we have created to focus on generating robust growth that will deliver more opportunities for all Jamaicans to pursue their God-given talent and fulfill their dreams and aspirations. We are ready to move Jamaica to the next chapter, which is about accelerating growth for peace, productivity, and prosperity. It means that the mother working tirelessly to provide for her children can look forward to great opportunities and a better quality of life. It means that the young entrepreneur with big dreams will find the support to turn ideas into success. It means that every citizen, whether in the hills of St. Thomas, the streets of Kingston, or the fields of St. Elizabeth, will feel the impact of a government that is working for them. This next chapter is about building a Jamaica where hard work is rewarded, where dreams are nurtured, and where prosperity is not just for the few, but for all. The next chapter will not unfold overnight. Just as it took years of discipline and sacrifice to secure our economic stability, achieving true economic independence and sustained growth will require continued focus, effort, and an unwavering commitment to national progress. But history has shown that when we Jamaicans come together as one people, our resilience, determination, and spirit knows no bounds.
Top up the line, guys, 150.
Madam Speaker, this government has never been about empty promises or mere talk. We have an unmatched track record of performance and results. When the world faced the worst global health and economic crisis in 100 years, it was this government that led Jamaica through the storm, protecting lives, safeguarding businesses, and ensuring that our economy rebounded stronger than ever. While many nations are still struggling, Jamaica stands strong. With record low unemployment, the lowest debt in 50 years, robust reserves, and stable, resilient economy that is delivering for the people. Madam Speaker, while others are talking, this government
It's working.
has been working Because as Proverbs 14:23 reminds us, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. The Jamaican people know who has delivered for them. The Jamaican people know who has steered this country through crises and into prosperity. Madam Speaker, the Jamaican people also know that the work is not yet done. I call on all Jamaicans at home and abroad to join us in writing Jamaica's next chapter. Let us together aspire for the greatness that is the endowment of our forebears. The greatness we know we have always been capable of. The greatness that has defined us throughout history. And the greatness that will propel us into the future of boundless opportunity. Let us move forward, not just with hope, but with action. Let us not just dream with our eyes closed, but envision and create the future with our eyes open. My fellow Jamaicans, now more than ever, I am convinced that Jamaica's best days are ahead of us. My fellow Jamaicans, this is a year of decision. This is a year when you will be called upon to make a choice. For the first time, a prospectus has been placed before you. Not a manifesto. Not a promise of what we intend to do. Amen. But a prospectus. Amen. A dissertation of what we have done. For the first time, you have a rational basis on which to judge options. The choice of selecting a government is always an emotional one. Sometimes it can be as emotional as your connection to a football team. But the consequence of supporting the wrong football team cannot compare to the anguish that you will suffer if you support the wrong government. I have stood in this parliament and I have given the history lesson of Jamaica's economic experience. I have given you the information on which you can make your rational decisions. I urge every Jamaican in this year of decision to choose wisely, choose rationally. I urge you as I close, choose Jamaica.
I am proud to be a Labourite.
I would have to be a Labourite.
Choose Jamaica is our campaign.
Ladies, have to be a Labourite.
Why Jamaica sweet? Jamaica sweet.
Go to be
Woman
a
sweet.
Labourite.
front.
And the best. And the
Best.
best.
Him dodge the big
5
stone them
hours
and him
worth
way
of
out.
presentation. 5 hours.
Army.
House leader.
Me too, Winston, not you alone. Tears come to my eyes. I have to say, no, sir, me can't listen no more of this. It's too much.
The substance.
It's too much.
Madam Speaker would ask that we suspend this.
House leader, please turn your mic on. House leader. House leader, please turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
You're not done. I wonder where Cliff Hughes are going to say tomorrow.
Just turn on your mic.
Public service.
Cliff Hughes right now, go hear what Cliff Hughes have said now.
Eastern.
5 hour, a 5 hour.
Please repeat.
5 hours.
5 hour.
5
hour of
3,
substance.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And he must skip some. And he had to skip some. Don't forget that, guys.
6, 7. 5 hour substance.
Yo, man just a lick them with, yo. I miss him after G shame. I run him the wall run out. They say get up and took out your friend.
Okay.
Marky G run gone.
Long time he want come out.
You know, say it's not like him pile up on him.
House, don't just stop.
Kizzy, you know, say it's not like him pile it up on him.
Look here. Mark Golden.
What a presentation. Man.
I can't get crushed, Mark Golden stand there. Can't get crushed.
Colleagues, I just want to indicate
Man, shit take him.
that a bit of history,
Hey.
in addition to everything that's
Hey.
today.
Kizzy.
What
Remember
a
me
budget.
tell us all I PNP them run gonna hide.
What a budget, guys. Look
Look
here.
One under me we must
One at a time, guys. One at a time. One at a time.
Budget
Here we
was
go.
by a prime minister in this parliament.
One,
to my
the
bedside.
Prime Minister break record.
5 hours. Yes. No.
Come on. Plank, cue up the party anthem.
Me I drop it up somebody else.
But
do
in
that.
All right,
Yeah.
let me pull you up. Let me pull you up. Let me pull you up.
it's not
You
the
know,
thing.
you
Right
know,
away.
excellent and the Vegas
But
them.
Should I mute?
What?
Should I
Let me
turn it
pull
off?
up- Let me pull up the party anthem right away.
Like I said, the
Everybody
excellent
feel
and the Vegas
have a copy of this
play them.
in them arsenal for 20 years to come.
Plank, me not
It's
even play
budget.
this for me. I go up on the road now. Me I go and listen still.
Jesus Christ, we beat them bad.
What?
Yes?
Thank you.
Equal rights and justice. The lasting song. Unity and progress. Make the nation strong.
When I hear the news,
Nationwide.
nationwide.
Review is up. Prime Minister speech up.
What play nationwide? Me?
All right, mute.
Yeah,
Lock
play
out
pa?
camera, mute. Lock out camera. What play nationwide?
Economic prudent start and
It's on low.
actually outlined properly Jamaica's 62 years of economic pressures. Where we are today, how all individuals who took part in that came about. He acknowledged Peter Phillips, he acknowledged Portia Simpson Miller, but he made sure to acknowledge Audley Shaw and Nigel Clark, as well as the Jamaican people, because ultimately it was the Jamaican people who made that sacrifice to get us here. And this constant attempt, I know he made the funny little quip about paternity for fiscal prudence, but these constant attempts to try and say, well, we started it, you didn't, you messed it up. He finally moved away from that to say, we have all contributed to the problem, but we've all worked together to fix it. Although he still scored a political point to say that the vast majority of the problem still happened under the People's National Party. But he delivered it in such a way that it was a concise message that this is the work of the Jamaican people. And I really appreciate the Jamaican people. And I really appreciated that.
No, and I, if I could just say some more about the point of being a visionary. You know, there's this question, always this question of things hard. Not now go on, we now feel it. It's a refrain you hear a lot. I think this afternoon he tried very hard and in my estimation succeeded in showing the link between macroeconomic stability, which he says can name.
Yes, statistics can,
right, and I think it's developing, not development that is trivial, that is for the short term, that makes you feel good now, and then down the road there's hardship. He showed you how if you stabilize and stick to the path that we're on, there can be long-term benefits that will accrue to all of us. He talked about roads, he talked about maintenance of infrastructure, he talks about disinvestment that has happened, talk about the fact that why do you think so much is crumbling and we're having to fix it? No, it was because there was so much disinvestment for so long because we simply could not afford, right, to maintain the infrastructure. That's important. And if anybody's listening to me, especially Jamaicans my age, because I feel like I need to talk to Jamaicans my age, our age, that is so important. Because yes, I appreciate that people might say, I have a hard time with it now. Right, and I appreciate that. I do not for a second trivialize that. But if we are to develop as a collective, as a people, as a country, then we're going to have to think about it from a big picture approach. And again, I keep going back to the word of visionary. He has a vision of how that happens. I appreciated it this afternoon.
Before we get to the guests, I still have to say, highlight, these are my specific points in the presentation that I have to highlight it. There was the juxtaposition between the PNP's administration of the economy and his. There was also the announcement of that solidarity program for the Jamaicans, reaching out to those Jamaicans who may not benefit from PATH, may not benefit from some social program, but providing them with a little something to get them through a very difficult time. 50,000 Jamaicans, he suggested. I think that was very splendid.
Humanizing the bureaucracy almost. He says the state cares. So he sort of personified the state and said to Jamaican people, we stand in, what's the term now? It's solidarity. Is that
yes, solidarity.
Another program. Another catchy name. But sort of humanizing the state to say, it stands with you. It's not this alien, unfeeling, uncaring, just throwing statistics at you kind of thing. But we understand, and we're doing our best to come to your aid.
I complain about these acronyms, but the SPEED initiative and outlining it as the first aspect of that change in how certificates for motor vehicles is done. I understand that so many people have called me and sent me messages about that specific thing.
Because it can be a burden.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Sometimes you forget. And then there's the rush on the tax office and you have to wait in the line. So it can be burdensome. So I understand the the effort at efficiency. But I do want some more clarity on that specific initiative because the way he worded it suggests to me that it's not that you're going to pay the same price that you would for the 1-year certificate over the course of each year for 5 years, but it seems it would be more that you're going to pay the conglomerate of 5 years worth for a 5-year certificate. I want to know if that is the case because it might take some of the wind out of the sails there, but I can still see it would save you so much time because I don't think anybody is fond of standing in the line at the registrar general. Can you recall the minimum wage being increased so often over such a short period of time? Because it almost feels, and I may be wrong on this, but it almost feels like it's now being increased annually. I think it was increased at regular intervals, but I think it's more the size of the increase, which is quite important because I don't think there's been this level of increases in the minimum wage over a 9-year period in any point in Jamaica's history. Yeah, and he ended, which in my estimation again was sort of the. You will have a ton, and you'll have to choose wisely. Mr. Golding, sitting there in the beginning, almost stewing, because obviously he threw his darts on Tuesday, and the Prime Minister, I wouldn't call those darts; those were boulders were thrown across the aisles. So he responded really forcefully. Across the aisles. So he responded really forcefully to Mr. Golding's characterizations. Because, I mean, this is only he was attempting to pretend it did not faze him. You could tell that he was really fazed by that characterization, especially pointing to the Daring Pointing and Golding situation and how that organization benefited from the FinSac situation. In fact, we should play it. Bugs, in the newscast, Holness and Finsac, and yes, listeners, we had a full newscast prepared for you, ready to go. We thought the Prime Minister would have wrapped at about 5:30. We were ready to go. No, Mr. Holness was. Did you have in the bet? I said it would have been. No, I didn't. I lost though because I said it would have been just before 7 o'clock. So no. Holness on FinSac. I want you to go to the. No, sorry, not Holness on FinSac. My bad. It's the story that follows it. Yes. So the first clip. Here are some questions the Prime Minister posed listeners very pointedly on the floor this afternoon.
Largest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. Since who were the beneficiaries of this transfer from the poor to the rich? Is there anyone in this house who was a part of this ill-conceived policy, whose business it was to profit from the great transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich?
Play the next one.
The DNA test was done. The results are in. When it comes to 15-year-old fiscal discipline, PNP, you are not the father.
The father.
Yes, your name call, but it is another Golding that is the father.
Bruce Golden.
The devastating part of the presentation, and it reminded me of Vintage Holness, the campaigner, right? The person who can rile up a crowd.
It's him, the son of Kizzy.
So interesting because obviously he has his lines of attack sharpened, very pointed, and I think this is one of the first times, I can't recall another time, we have heard him so directly while Mr. Golding was sitting there.
Never do it before. Me tell you, no? Say our gloves off.
The Prime Minister's gaze, while the Prime Minister steered him down to ask the question. That's always the but after a while you wonder what really is on the phone. You really wonder what he's reading so long, especially when he said who, and the government members echoed the who. I thought it was very effective, very strong. But Books tells me we have to take a break. We haven't taken any breaks in about 5 hours. Let's take one and come back.
Jaja. Hey guys, you know your price
Stop
gone?
up, guys. 200K. Well, sorry guys, me never realize I'm up in the box. Never realize I'm catch up in the box 5 hours.
Joel's vice gone too.
Oh
When you hear me voice
God.
gone, like I did I speak the budget.
Oh God.
Danger.
Me say,
Man,
Kizzy, you know, see
sir,
some
I show me the
recorder.
broadcast and
Remember,
gonna
say when
shout.
you recorder when I hype up Marty G, you know, when Clifford feel him, you know. I want me not come on.
Me not even a
So,
look. Me not
recorder say, all
and
him
a
can
look.
summarize it and say, Jamaica is being led by a visionary.
Listen,
Yeah.
man. Who is the daddy? The most Bruce Golden.
Bruce Golden.
Yeah. You
It's
and
not
I
Mark
want
Hey,
Golden.
golden, but I
But
hey,
let her
know
Golden
hey,
and
It's
yo.
Golden, but
hey.
it's not Mark
Hey, Mr.
Golden.
Kizzy. Kizzy, that one that shot him wicked, man.
You
Me
are
did tell him, I
not the
said, me did
Father.
tell him,
No,
I said, the
no,
PM I go
no,
rub him
man.
out.
At
Me did
the
tell him, no.
fin sack one rub him out first.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
it was
Yes, if it's
everything.
a rub him out.
And you
Them
know
did
what me
what?
like? The Prime Minister start off and rub him nastiness and then he start deal with the Jamaican people.
And
Frigga.
the man say,
Hey,
Kizzy, the man say, you
I
know, say,
cried
me,
too.
the
You
man say,
know
me
when me
never.
cry?
big up Portia and big up Peter Phillips.
Let me
Kizzy,
tell
you
you
know,
know
so
when me
long I text
cry.
you, tell you, say nobody ball now. Me know say you ball, you know.
Let me tell you know when me cry. You see when him a deal with the art portion and the two youth them stand up and me look on the two
Yes.
other youth
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
One
tears
with the
come on my
flat up
eye.
ear. Me I tell you no, me bust out in a tears because me pray for the youths in Jamaica. The boy pitney them on know say special to me. Me no like see boy they not do nothing. And if you see them two little
And
youth
go
there
to waste, and go to
and
waste, you know.
me say me I tell you say it make me heart. Boy, me I tell him I couldn't control it. That's so me bust a real tear. And then it's when he start talk about the urban centers them and the plans when have me start to look on what happen. Because me know where St. Thomas come from and if you see where it is now. And me know say we next. Cause we next. It me lose it again because me I say, God, may I pray for you have health and strength because I want to live to see
To
Jamaica
see,
come
yeah,
to
man.
that. Me want to live to see that. So me just a pray. May I pray for it because honestly, we country are going to change drastically.
Half it change. Half it
Third
change,
term,
Kizzy.
guys, wanna make sure, please do everything in our power. Anyone out there when the bell ring, if you go catch them.
Yeah, man, big up, first the man say big up
Big up the
Jamaican,
diaspora
big up the
man.
diaspora.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He
man.
did. Mark
And
Gold in a
the
shit
people, them
bag.
people them
Mark Gold, you
online.
can't leave me know where Mark Gold. Look
But
on
Mark Gully,
Julian. Look
you know,
here.
you want me tell him, say, go ahead, you can't, you don't know this, you don't know what this I'm talk. Marky pretty.
First of all, how can
Then
you
come back. Then come
nationwide
back.
come back? Nationwide come back.
Outline of the election campaign of the messaging was also embedded in the speech. The question I was asking myself as I listened to him, how does the PMP respond in a substantive way to not just the government saying we're going to do these things, but the government saying we're going to do these things with evidence to back that they have a record of delivering? How does an opposition party counter that beyond saying to the Jamaican people, I'm going to give you exactly what you need right now? I don't know. It seems to me that becomes a very difficult proposition.
I can see what they will most likely fall back on the notion that, well, you've been there for 9 years, why are you just now delivering? You can also see them say that, well, this did not go far enough, etc., etc. It's the usual avenues of attack, but I think what the real question will be to the Jamaican people is, based on what the Prime Minister has done in the last, let's call it a decade, and based on what he has outlined as his priorities now going into the next financial year, are you, as the average Jamaican, satisfied that this is where your future lies? Or do you believe that what the opposition through Julian Robinson and Mark Golding delivered on their previous days presents a better opportunity for you going forward. I think that is going to be the important thing on every Jamaican's mind after tonight.
Yeah, and I think if the choice and the decision, as the Prime Minister says, is wise and rational, I think it becomes increasingly difficult to say you will, to borrow from a previous campaign, change course. I think it becomes a very difficult proposition. Not impossible, but difficult. Because you're going to promise what you say you can do as opposed to what has been done. Clear evidence. And then again, and I don't mean to belabor the word, but I keep going back to it. Vision. Clear vision as to where this government, this Prime Minister wants to go.
And it should be reminded that these initiatives come into effect most by September or July of 2025, which suggests to me then that they have all been costed in the current budget.
Right.
And I think, and forgive me, listeners, I have to draw this comparison. While I understand now that the opposition has outlined some attempts at providing clarity on how they're going to cost their initiatives, we know that the budget coming up 2025-2026 has been costed, and these initiatives announced for September and July 1 have been taken into consideration and are now achievable within that framework.
I was very impressed by the announcement of the rural school bus system. I didn't see
not to win notable sales out of a previous announcement,
but I also didn't realize that the government had been so far advanced on the planning. We certainly didn't get that impression. It felt like it was a little ways away.
No, credit to Darrell Vaz. He had made it clear that it was in the works.
Right, but it certainly felt like it was a little more ways away than September.
But it seems that they've been working on it quietly in the background, and he even outlined, showed you the bus parked there at the bus terminus along with other JUTC buses. So it's quite clear that this was in train, and they've just been quietly plucking away at it in the background.
Yeah, that could potentially be a game changer once it starts in September. And the truth is that, you know, the rural students and their parents, because when they find out how much it costs sometimes for rural transportation, they deserve it.
And it's a reminder that they too subsidize the JUTC through their taxes.
Indeed. There were so many announcement, listeners. I'm going through the list to just see what headline ones I can just throw at you, because it was a substantive presentation. Rebuttals up top, and then the Prime Minister got into it, broadly categorized under the Aspire theme, ASPIRE, and each section dealing with a letter of Aspire. So I'm going through the list, I'm scrolling. I mean, sure, George and Tana will have much more detailed analysis for you tomorrow. As you can imagine, we were listening, preparing the newscast in terms of all that was announced. But it was substantial. And each time you thought he was done, there was another announcement that came.
And just to say, Ricardo, I appreciate one aspect that I said, and I'm sure we'll get more from Favor Williams come next week, Tuesday. The aspect of the securitization.
Yes.
I am very pleased that he addressed it.
He did.
The utilization of future revenues to fund projects. Now, he made it clear this was done for the sake of improving Jamaica's infrastructure. And when you ask any economist what drives growth in country, it is improvements in infrastructure. And he outlined that yes, there are further purchases to be made, well, further such deals to be made, and what those deals will be used to fund, and that is for infrastructure and further development of the country. And I think it was important to drive that point home. We're not just throwing away money for the sake of plugging some hole in a budget. It's being done strategically to satisfy initiative. And I also like how he pointed out that the previous administration attempted to do this to disastrous consequences, and he made sure to draw that line into what his administration is doing and what they did in the past. What was the you're more off here with the normal pop culture. What was the term you used? They're not like us.
They're not like us.
Yes.
Trick Lamar. There was another section that was impressive to me, Siobhan, the aspects dealing with security, national security. Because, and Bugs, if you could just pull up this one for me, let me just quickly play for our listeners. It's the one just above the regional story. Yes. Right. So if you could just, because the Prime Minister, listeners, explain the trajectory in terms of the reduction in murders and the successes the security forces have been realizing. And here's what he had to say.
Madam Speaker, today we can say that year to date, murders are at their lowest level in 25 years. The Minister of National Security tells me that we are 33% behind where we were last year. But I still lament that had we the support of the opposition in the use of SOEs, the fall in murders would have been even greater. So let me be clear. The PNP, under this leader of the opposition, can take no credit for the reduction in murders. They have done everything possible to obstruct the government. Everything possible to obstruct the government. And now want to stand up and claim credit.
And the next one.
The success of the SOEs and the ZOZOs came with the support of the opposition at the time. And I here must give credit to the former leader of the opposition, the Honorable Dr. Peter Phillips, who understood their necessity and supported their extension. Since the change in leadership in the opposition in 2020, we have not been able to use the SOEs to full effect, and we saw a 10% spike in murders in 2021. This could have been prevented and lives saved if narrow political interests parading as protecting rights did not blind the current opposition leader to protecting the right to life of the victims of murder by supporting extensions of the SOE.
This is going to be effective messaging. Here is why. He, I thought, went out of his way to credit and acknowledge Dr. Peter Phillips, who at the time as leader of the opposition did lead the opposition to lend support to the extensions. And then Holness sought to say then there was a break. And the current leader of the opposition, aided, I suppose, by Senator Bunting, took a different track. Yes? And it was interesting to me how he created that kind of dichotomy, right, between Dr. Phillips and Mark Golding, and then laid it at Mark Golding's feet to say you did not do enough, while your predecessor saw the need, was willing to work with us. I think that's going to be interesting. Just on the campaign trail, how that you know.
I'm sure, and I expect that it will be a point that will be challenged very soon by Mark Golding and Peter Bunting. I don't think they'll allow that one to stand.
But what would be the effective challenge, though?
I'm not sure.
Because I mean, certainly Dr. Phillips has started to raise questions about the long-term use. But my recollection is that he continued to support it, even though saying that you need now to try to wrap it up and take another path. Bunting, I recall, was particularly strident. He was in the lower house at the time, and I think I vividly recall once where he did not vote with the opposition when his colleagues voted. And I think that was the beginning of the crack. And then certainly after the 2020 election, there was just a stonewalling. That's my recollection.
I could be corrected, but I'm fairly certain that the break in support for the SOE started under Dr. Peter Phillips. I'm not 100% certain. I'm fairly certain that break started under Dr. Peter Phillips in the waning months.
Right, this is what I'm saying. So I recall Bunting voting no, and then the crack started, and then it became a little dicey there. But up to that point, which is what the Prime Minister was saying, there was some amount of consistent support.
In the early days, but definitely under Mark Golding, it was quite clear there would be no support for any states of public emergency.
All right, that's all the time we have, listeners. As you can imagine, a lot to chew on, a lot to digest. Tomorrow, nationwide this morning, the team will pick it up. And I imagine that the analysis will continue on into next week because it was long, but effective. 5 hours? 5.5 hours? Was it, Chairman? 5.5 hours?
Closing on 5.5 hours.
So, join us tomorrow. Join George and Tana, and they'll bring you more. Dana, thank you. Books, thank you so much.
And you hear me, they would laugh. Somebody said when they see Mark Golden get up, then thinking they go across the floor. So when I see Mark Willie get up, they thinking he give up and I go cross the floor. What a
Me think it
joke.
go across the floor. You know, who me think it go across the floor?
Philip
Philip
Palwell.
Baldwell.
The way of Philip Palwell lean back and I smile the entire time. Eh?
Me swear, if me that go just get up and say shower.
Not true. Mighty God. Well, guys, it's 2 o'clock. My time. I no sleep now in my face. You can imagine that me so pumped up. The Prime Minister did not speak on tourism. He left out that part completely.
And he left out other things
He never need to go there.
Strike the whole day, the whole time, you know, guys. Right now she writes, Mark Golding Caucus step on the parliamentary floor. Where is Merca? Where's Julian? Where's the witch? Where are Mark's people? Nobody loves Mark.
Me say, hey, Angela Bromberg, she did not come. She did not come. And before we start broadcast, I wanted to say to you guys that you see the other day when me asked the question, say which PNP if them win, you not go feel so bad about. A lot of persons say Julian. And me I go tell you this, Julian Robinson deserve to lose his seat. You cannot be opposition spokesperson and finance and you sat there and you made your presentation and basically everybody on the sitting side and the ruling side of the government sat there, right? And you did not see it fit to turn up today. You don't care about the Jamaican people. You don't care about your constituents. Julian should be sitting there whether I like it or not.
Thank you, Kizzy.
Julian get a big fat 0 and people for beat him for it. That is disrespectful. You know, Annuel Cass gonna make no excuse for him. No care what is the circumstances, he should have been sitting in the parliament.
He should have been here.
If he even
should have been here.
He just send regrets.
And then left.
If he send regrets.
If
these are the people that people and the dirty people that lead you.
These are the people who not dependable. In no count the Jamaican people, in no count the taxpayers. This is his job. And this thing get paid for. He should have been there, should have been sitting there. Him is disgusting, Julian Robinson. Boy, my opposition speaker on finance. If it go away, if it losing seat, and now me I go campaign for Frit. No, me I go campaign.
No, but look at Missy Frit put out one video on TikTok there. You look like Frit again, look at traction up in there. No?
Look here, Frit look like him I got a seat from Julian. May I tell
you?
Oh.
Yes, Missy Frit video.
Knox, Julian
this is a landslide.
Julian has never gotten a real challenge, you know. And this gentleman Frit, he can afford to challenge Julian the right way. Anyways, me go mute and give the rest of panel a chance. Big up on yourself, everybody.
Gizzy, me see landslide victory in this election, yeah.
No, but it was always a 53 to 55.
We don't know the landslide long time, Miss Marcia.
But we have 53 to 55 seat with the panel now.
Remember me when me hear some people come talk about it go close, and me donna say minimum 40, highest 53, 55. And that's what me there. Didn't say it.
Or if it close, I wouldn't have no opposition.
Right. Look how the world them could not even come to parliament today. Or sit down and face the music. What the amount of noise they make when Mark Welling present. And then
on the beat, the cheerleader.
Right? And you see, I have often said it. And people don't like to hear it. Some labor right don't like to hear it. And yes, we know the history of Portia Simpson Miller. But I have often said that she is the best Prime Minister the PNP put forward since independence. She and Peter Phillips are different set of people them comparing to them a drunker. Yeah. That's why they did not see them and undermine them and stab them in them back because they stab Portia and then they stab Peter, right? At them at the cast. Mark well in the thinking man bunting ball yet. Well on man. Anyway, me and me to know have the floor.
Kissy, you hear me just ask you?
Man,
Just ask.
Say?
Oh, Philip Enriquez him sick?
You mean at the parliament?
No, me see me as the same. I like how he get old and he look like half him size.
Well, all right, Petal. Maybe you weren't around when I said it. I spoke it. I said it one day on the live. I said to you guys that I know that Philip Enriquez is not in his seat and it looked bad. It looked bad pan with that seat. But and I say it's the party's fault for not coming out publicly and saying, you know, just like how Peter Phillips could have come saying he have cancer. Well, he never really want to say it, but it was exposed and then did have to deal with it. I believe if you have a member of parliament, especially if you are the ruling government, yeah, and you have a member who is ill and unable to do his duties physically, say it to the people, bring it to the people, and find a way to situate that the needs of the constituency is met.
Right.
Don't leave it out. Anybody, he has been in parliament since the budget the debate started, Petal. But if anybody who knows him can see obviously that he has aged significantly and that he is less than half his size that he was
I said,
originally.
I said, now we run it. Listen, I said, the man, I said, now we run it here. So don't me look good. I said, what I not running that?
Philip,
Look
yeah.
good.
It is alleged that it is the big C. Me not say I saw you go come. Me no know the man personally.
Yeah.
But
But
coming here.
But what me say is that the people them down there when always a come and a quarrel and a cussing about him do what. Then they know say man no well.
Then they don't care about that.
Like it's bad because a whole heap of them come from down there go on the most way. If you don't know so the man no well. Nothing wrong about him buy sickness for himself, you know. Me feel bad. Even though me can't still remember one day, one labor right down there, one caretaker come up and did make up some whole heap of nice pan politics live and I go on the most way. And me tell I say no, you can't over here talk about him, so I me happy say me did do it, but me I say my God, if me did ever know when hear people come and criticize and carry on, but they are down there, so them supposed to know. Them supposed to know them now well, and they're supposed to go and meet with the party and try to figure it out. Or them me say, it's disgrace when me say me see him eye with a coming in my eye.
Yeah, man. He's ill. And the sad part of it too. I also hear Petal that is other half as well.
Me mean say,
double one.
Yeah, me say where Rani had this so and me look good and me say no but not Rani that how me look me say no
Mark Golin phone battery dead. Mark Golin phone battery dead. In couldn't sit down in the parliament no more and pretend to play Candy Crush. Cause most Candy Crush him a play.
Make her hear Mr. Enriquez, whatever.
A PP up in self, I need a roll in the party floor.
Miss A, uno se say nearly drop. The man nearly drop, you know.
G-Keeper, you know, see pile in the bad
In can, Mark Golin can under pressure.
One
Boy, must be Prime Minister.
Next girl, you never know. Sorry, me tell the lady said me say Angela, your friend's kids say me sorry, but I just made it take me because
Oh, too terrible. Me say woman a liberator as somebody else asked say why PNP go come with no one she has a pure lie.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Me tell her, I say, Miss, me want to apologize personal. You go look for her and bow down and beg her.
You know, sir, me I true me that play the thing for me almost answer her up to, you know. me say me touch pan her if you say me can have black hair.
The truth is, you see, sometimes in a comment section, you have to be careful. That's why sometimes you have to look to see for clarity, because based on what the person said, that's why we tell them, so when them a comment, them have to be careful when they comment.
And then too, we don't know her. We don't know her.
Yes, when you don't know the person, like you're not used to them, you can't identify them. Because I don't want regular commenter. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But one
So
thing, people sit down the whole time and listen to plank and crafty work. When not just send them 2 rows on a tan for on a cheapie. Oh God, man.
You know, say all I know,
One
never
roast
watch
plank
it
it on me.
on the phone.
And you could have sent Lily gift, man. Mighty God.
And so much of them can come over here, not even tap them.
Me say, when me say, we don't know broadcast, they don't know we need it with their work.
You never that kill nobody for that, because see the Crafty get 3.5 million 600.
Yeah. No. No, they have to tap up the live. You see a while ago when everybody had tap up here and the whole comments are coming, you see it bring up plank, it bring up the live. It live it almost there 200 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I beg them in the comments.
Why me not tell no lie? Me tell no lie. Andrew good like a goal. He say, my cousin sit down there. My cousin couldn't hold him out. He run him out like a Jesus Christ, like a me. Don't want me? And my cousin, we are 2 second cousin, you know.
G keeper, me think I your godson.
No, I mean cousin, we are mother, grandmother, great grand aunt, and my mother, cousin down the line. We are cousin.
All right, G keeper.
Why me can't help himself? Why me vibrant?
But I tell you, Angela, I just put the hand over my mouth, Kizzy.
The Prime Minister feels to lift it up. Mighty God, it's a lot. That we have a lot. The Prime Minister give it things subtle. Mighty God, me don't know how. Look how me that about the minimum wage. I mean, I suspect say it go raise, you know, $1,000 more.
When do with the farmers them? When say the farmers them need something to bring around them produce.
Yeah.
So them can import vehicle now.
Yeah, one more announcement that he take off some things, more things zero rated. More things come off I tax list.
Me have the whole speech, you know, me have the whole speech.
Kizzy.
Everything me have.
Love the NHT one. We love the NHT one, Kizzy.
Hey, when you hear that? NHT can make the house again more expensive than 14 million.
14 million.
That means that people can go buy a house.
And
how much loan them get? 12 million.
If you have a 2-bedroom and it is unfinished, you can go back and get the same amount that you have gotten already.
Yes.
You see how? Let me ask you something. I ask all of you, me want to know if you stand up for me. You know, you say me not behave myself. Lila Ikes, grandmother called me a while, and I tell me, say, oh, they say them go lick me palm my mouth.
Lila Ike?
Yes.
For what?
Say because me did me not behave myself and me and cuss people. Me not behave myself.
Yeah, good with them.
Good behaving girl. You're a black teacher. You're good behaving girl.
And grandmother called me a while and said, Lord God, me never know say I saw you bad. You have so much family. You say you have your family them over there, but you say you bad.
G-keeper, I wonder if you know when granddaughter bad. Can bad granddaughter knock pot cover. You know that?
That be nice too.
All right.
I'm a family.
Choose Jamaica.
Yes.
Tell your family, say, if you leave you alone, you're not the black sheep in your family, because you're not knock pot cover.
But Kizzy, you know how much time the Prime Minister save you when you can't fitness and license you carry for 5 years?
Yeah, man.
Man, a whole
Hey, they stand up in a tax office.
Nobody have to put their hand in the cookie jar, no thief, nobody do not because and
the police them eliminate from because when them put on them a 2 year sticker there, the police they not go better stop you again for check nothing, you know.
That's true.
They not go trouble you. Because when they stop you now, they can't tax you, they can't take off one little money off for you sitting. And then them a leak.
And that their problem now because they hear the man say.
But I never know say Mark Golding turn technician right away a fix phone. If your police phone are coming and him a fix them.
Kiki, but you not easy.
When Andrew put his hand palm Mark Golding all the eyeglass, he pop off the rim of the eyeglass and fix phone. That son of a bitch.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off now still. I will not maybe be available tomorrow. I might have a busy day. So we'll have a blessed night and I will
let's have yourself Queenie.
Have a good night.
Mr. Bracy. Mr. Bracy. Mr. Bracy, my parishina. Oh, you not talk to me.
In drop asleep for the late shift.
I say I love the late shift, you know, man. All right, guys. Night. Bye. Bye, chat.
Night.
Boy, people, may I tell you. Me did have to be a labor right.
Can't be nothing but labor right, me love.
God would have seen me.
Labor rights.
God would have seen me.
Yo, nobody don't call me.
No plank. Maybe your auntie. I call you.
Better.
Why me?
No. Hold on.
Just say me they're on the coast now while the skin catch a fire.
No, call me.
The skin catch a
Petal?
No, call me Knox.
No.
Okay.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm on my next phone with somebody.
Okay.
Yo, Mr. Kiki.
Exchange labor right?
Yes.
What going in that bar now?
No man, me come out man, me left counselor. Left counselor man. I found 2 o'clock and now move tuned in. Now move, but we'll make some plans to go in a Clarendon Sunday. Or support Warren Newbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how we groundwork are going down a phone part?
I'm at some mood with there, safe seat. But we're working. Shiny Robinson seat, man.
Yeah, me know that.
Yeah.
Me know that.
So you know the Shiny legacy I go live on, but Matthew is on the ground doing the groundwork.
Me see so nastiness I say Ochirias now get no attention.
Really?
Yes. Me see so nastiness I say na Ochirias. Hold on, may I see if me find a video again. So nastiness I cuss about Ochirias and I say they no see him and this and man, I just make promise and whatever.
Amount of work when Matthew do since him come and watch it. Amount of road fixing and watch it since Matthew come and start his sentence 4 months. Remember we have a by-election 4 months ago. And the amount of road we fixed since this man has come. It come like they want people to become God and they want him to go thief.
I did tell you about how dirty watch people stay.
And Matthew now go do that. Everything take a process, everything takes time.
Okay. Yeah, me just ask because me see the video there, you know, say dirty people. I go say dirty
people. Propaganda go always there, so that is the reason why we have to squash it, We
Yes.
have to step on the ground and know, say, this is what is going on. There is work to be done. There's always going to be work to be done. And we have to understand that everything takes time.
Okay.
Right? Otrius needs work. 4 areas. You have Exchange Division, Limal Division, Sentence Bay Division, and Ochi Division. 4 areas in Northeast Center. Exchange and Sentence Bay is the bastion because we have a 5-star counselor. Exchange Division is the bedrock. Exchange has never gone to the PMP. And then we have Limal Division, which Limal is a PMP area, but our guard, what they call now, the Rose in the Garden, which is Diane Garden, she clean up Limal, has done a lot of work in Limal, right? You have Mr. Melvin, the council of the Otrius Division.
Exchange.
Yes.
How much him say minimum wage raise to again?
16,000.
16,000.
$1,000 company.
I swear somebody did him say 16,005.
No, 16 flat.
16,000.
All right.
Yeah. So Ochi Division is a town center. It's a town. It takes work. They have some areas in Ochi where never have no water. Matuka water going. There's so much development going on. There's China Harbor going on. Work has increased significantly since Matthew Samud has come down this side. So I don't know what they expect. They want to go if you can't come get them.
All right, Mama. Me just want to say, uno have a ground lock.
There are a few little areas that we need to deal with, like the white river rafting, which the rafters themselves cause that upon themselves, but we need to help them.
Yeah.
Cause of them bread baskets. And the craft market, which is a process that will take time with TPD co. Nothing happen overnight. Everything will have meetings and dialogue and all these things. I have to understand that things take time.
All right.
We have some more roads to fix and we have a past park program. We have a lot of roads to fix. A lot of road to fix. And it is so sad that Marsha met the road and went to this deplorable state. And to know that it was a labor right who had it.
Okay.
It is sad. But we have an active leader and we are working with him.
All right. The only one was son of an active MP. And you say we can't count for him seat in I.
Yeah, man, sentence safe, man. Nessa safe.
Oh, we are saying that is sure. I shouldn't, you know. I shouldn't, you know.
I know say she need G keeper.
I shouldn't.
G keeper nobody bite me tonight, do.
Trying to teach chef, my safe man. Miss Ali, they know one vote. Listen. You have some people say it's not a labor right safe zone, it's a shiny safe zone.
Hey, you don't be there, laugh at. When one beat and tell me still, say, shut them out. Come out. Before you talk.
Behavior. Jesus God, I don't know what we're going to do with him.
Making can right.
Plan. Give me say anti man. Stop about your anti plan. Say anti plan.
You
Lord Jesus.
Anti man, anti. You say anti man.
Mr. Water run out of here when you want me to tell.
They want me to
tell my woman fast eat and drop out. Shut him out, fast eat and drop out.
Tell Miss Daly, say, shut him out. Shut him out. Miss Daly, I chat to you, shut him out before you fucking drop out.
Jesus Christ, with me cousin not easy. We don't know where my auntie get him from.
She's not going to put out the door.
Oh no! Miss Daly just get up and pick up him and walk out of parliament.
Look at him. 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 Look at him.
You see, we never walk out of Parliament same time.
As
When
she
him
first come
bed.
out in a G keeper?
She had first one to out of
Lord
Parliament.
Come
Jesus.
out.
Oh, I'm in time say, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Before you fasting, drop out of your mouth.
God Almighty.
No, but
Me
if I
say
me
me and
still
my
you know, like,
cousin,
if
tell
I
me
mean
say
like
me
my
and
goal and still you know, me now walk out and I still until everything done.
The Prime
Look now,
Minister hand
look now.
tired.
Oh, you expect if you sit down there and the man, you know, actually piss around down in foot. You
Well,
know
me tell the man
easy.
I'll fix our phone in the place. Me I said,
You said the man
Jawa,
take off the
Mark
wire
some
something my
technician
fine
from phone.
glasses. I wire something my fine glasses in pop out and I fix one turn technician.
But me nah lie, brother. Me like it, me then I walk out.
No, sir. Oh, God. It's sweet. And this are sweet. And this are nice.
This a one budget where no 9-day wonder.
Me, I tell you, man.
This a no 9-day wonder.
God, tomorrow the judge
Judge, hey, people who know
I know
people
Christmas
tomorrow for
tomorrow
hear judge.
at Tyrone. Tomorrow Friday.
So we are money for the
Next girl. Next
Eh?
girl. I fly up in a maid when me thought coach Angela see me. Angela, anywhere you there? Me say pardon, no. Pardon. I something fly up in me head Angela say. My brain couldn't balance
No,
it
but
too
I never
much.
you wanna cuss her. I know you wanna attack her, you know.
Oh God.
I know you wanna attack her, you know. Somebody else down in I come and grab and pan her same time and I say, no people. I PMP them shit.
Are you missy? I when me see you right and then you come tell me go washing pussy and this. Oh God, me shouldn't do. Please forgive me. Lord, forgive me.
Me say you want me a really cousin man. No
Yeah, cousin man. And no behavior. What a holy person. How Andrew carry? I know basket carry, not even donkey hamper couldn't carry them sitting there. Jesus Christ.
Petal.
Yes, Andrew Santa, quality goodies.
One of the time he had the man say, he said to Mark, well, you know that should no more belly. We return the father. Jesus Christ.
We keep a turbo.
We keep a
You say no, but that should no more belly. You're not even going to return the father. I feel me picking it. But me see me now want plaid shirt with tight and his belly big like about 2 months here. Go a baby and you have premature.
But you see, you know, say the Prime Minister make trouble too. Why the man care paternity code come in our parliament?
Me I tell you, man. Jesus Christ.
When it comes to 15-year-old, you know, say paternity code man can come in our parliament.
But my goal in this face time, I'm gonna be the daddy, but you're wrong. The other golden.
And them can't come in there. Remember that. Remember them say it, you know.
They say he baby name Golden, but I know your papa is another Golden.
I'm starting love, make trouble too much, you know. No one my trouble. Go put you another
Golden.
G-Keeper. It's a beautiful, it's a true Mark Golden. How beautiful the baby is in one claims it.
You want to claim
No, look here. You know, the Prime Minister say he left his woman figure picking it when the picking it turn big man now and I walk in you want to come for it.
You want to come on. Yes,
Jesus.
And he look for him, he my white man, and he want to come on, not in head picking it. You know, say man, an idiot.
No, but hold on, put full and joke aside, you know. No, put full and joke aside. That's true. No, my goal is make a budget speech, see? And me I said, the PMP them not really want to vote for my goal in another speech, you know what I mean? If me was a PMP, me change my mind. Tonight, me don't change. After you are straight JLP, me say. Because PMP not going away.
But Junior, remember, say Mark Golden now. You see, saying no ambition. Look at Mark Golden, I go comfort right beside Dash Belly Andre. I me go some side a show paper, you know, so birth certificate. And the birth certificate last time say, I see there, the baby born in England. Or somewhere. He couldn't find nobody else to express it to. You know, want go a court for pay child support. So Andre, that's your belly. Andre, that's just so much belly.
But
Petal,
when
Crafty.
when I walk out like him too, when I walk out. But walk out.
You get up on the road, you say, right?
No, me reach back in.
So you can play YouTube. Make we hear Munchina. Come Munchi supposed to have.
No, me can't play YouTube. Me not there my house.
Oh.
Me there West Palm Beach, you know.
Oh, bruh. Oh, bruh. Sorry, man.
If me don't have my house, man, I could have blasted for worse than me alone. They won't, but I have work tomorrow, so I move out from Thursday evening most time.
Okay.
Gracie Douglas, turn on the sitting. Turn on here, make me hear when that girl want here. Why me feel good, me not tell you no lie. Me know say this ain't go happen, you know. I know. I knew.
Me can't play it on the load box, so I'm gonna have the load box. Well, the next one.
My tablet.
The dirty teeth, black tar teeth, never did that tonight.
No, she never come. She never come. Who's the Casco? Where Casco there?
Look like a film body jaw broke down, like a car. Well, I don't know how no car wheel or run out of gas or so. Look like I run out of gas.
Casco, where you there? Or Lexi? Me no see Casco, me no see Lexi.
For too long, you know, Plank, you know, you can't leave for too long.
You know, let just Stephanie little while.
All right, he come back.
Me not going nowhere. Me there same way.
I must share more Mark Dance doing and auntie.
Me,
No,
and I'm here
auntie
first
call
one.
him a while ago,
I'm
man.
here first
I
one.
call him,
I'm here
auntie call him
first
a while
one.
ago.
You know, let me tell you something. I'm here first one seat. My feed when me a watch, it a play faster than phone one.
Then you couldn't tell if you go and back, go sit down.
Me not even Miss Daily.
You need to go sit down. Now look how Babsy look
Fall,
fresh
me
and
there.
nice.
Me not going nowhere.
Look how big, look fresh and nice up there, Babsy. And she did her draw like I went there, take plate cloth and lick dog.
No, for not joke aside. No, say Babsy keep up good door.
Oh God.
For somebody was so busy, me no know when Babsy sleep. Babsy keep up good, you know?
Yeah, man. It's a big woman, you know?
Babsy a big woman, you know?
You
I'm
mean?
a little picking me here about Babsy Grange. Babsy from a little picnic.
You know when Babsy a young girl. And then lock her up, me know, pretty and slim. Slim. And she had no fear.
The only bad things Angela talk about since there, the only things that they will not talk about, you know. You skip some of them, you know.
He skip all it, man.
You skip a whole for them.
No, but if he figure talk about everything all tomorrow.
He wouldn't done.
How long? That girl, how long he talk for?
5.5 hours.
Lord, you see the man at tantology in him body.
I him see I say have vim, vigor, and vitality.
And vitality.
No, sir.
The man at what they call this stamina. Stamina, I have stamina. A stamina I have. Look like
Yo,
I did somebody bigger
Check
than
your
I
phone.
did last night.
Check your phone.
Mark Golding back.
Mark Golding go to Parliament and talk about something and do the math. Do the maths. And you see your leeching post, the 190 days. You see, all more people that. Look on that good.
Anna leeching a wearing chin posting.
We chin. You see that class?
My post.
Look on your phone,
Chin
bro.
workout. How much in lunch would that cost for you?
Look on your phone, I'm saying your WhatsApp, bad man. Put it on your screen and talk about that, man.
I drive in the sleeve already.
Regine, they want them Mark Golding over the maths.
Thing we ain't China done a bright boy that him a little thing.
G-Keeper.
Wait.
Yes, man. The man in the maths and everything with Mark Golding say. Jamaica can't pay for that.
Oh, make him come out, but him a give a good. It's a give a no about.
Me and Angel Stevens interviewed him last night. And Angel asked him, say, if the 500,000, where am I give people if it's free? He said yes.
You're protecting Jamaica did work. Or say that say when that the man that the bill are gonna be $11 trillion. That's why you're saying piece of piece in the parliament. Steve.
All more people that.
Eh?
Boy, me I tell you, he have diarrhea. He run that parliament. He have diarrhea.
Let me tell you, man. The man confused to tell you take off the eyeglass and bust it. Broke the wire, them and start fix the phone.
Andrew, give me 6, bro. Andrew, clean bowling.
Man.
Andrew, clean bowling.
At chess, Andrew play panning today, man, and draw yard panning. Now rubber dub style.
Yeah, Andrew said,
shit.
Jamaica.
Then let me tell you, man. He knows when I go get because take me now when get one birth certificate, he go say how when he had the picnic because Andrew said the picnic are for him. Cause I know this are gold and the other gold in picnic. So him now go get one piece of paper, go see the that's why belly Andrew. I give Andrew if you read the birth certificate. But see there England, see the stamp up, that's why England. And I'm my picnic. And you see one next belly a carry a come there.
Bro, the man, he don't know if it, bro. He turned fool. Remember, Remember G-Keeper. Them can't say how Andrew do already, bro. You see me I say? So, what him more come with? He might roll out that parliament and the area like him pampas get wet. He run.
They tell him to double the pampas, you know. And we ain't bad with the pampas.
Hey, Andrew beat him bad. Yeah, the youth band nationwide I say at 35-year-old. Them for them man how they make up. Cause they say Andrew a vision for Jamaica. And the man I say the youth and females go about 35. She say Andrew's a visionary leader. Andrew a vision. The PMP don't like that. You know what I mean?
Mark Golding. That's shit.
Hey, G-Keeper. You need to be yourself, you know.
Let me not be myself.
Right, what I know.
Hey,
What I know.
Yeah, FG keeper and Warmington never book up in a one
You know,
room.
me
Watch
cousin,
out now,
your
no.
2 second
Watch out now.
cousin.
Civil society.
Yeah.
Civil society, this, you know. We ain't chin. Civil society come out for him, you know.
Yeah.
Civil society come out for him.
But him a come contact and no
I
numbers. You know, a
understand.
figure and numbers,
So
but he a
when
come out
civil
contact.
society come out for him now, the whole of Jamaica, I go see say, I fuck him I do. Because a civil society I come out for him right now. And then I'm
Water, man. Dead in the water.
you know, see the man work out the maths.
Yeah.
And I ask him that after 90 days, 3 months, where am I going to find so much money from feed so much people? Plus, I'm going to give a $1 billion to vlogger. Plus, him say,
Look how much sitting video in the country, you go give the fish them money.
You put it on the wall, put it on your page. We're talking about that.
you know, see, Andrew by 40 refurbished bus, he put them for that school.
At 60, where you get 40 from?
60?
At 60 and 40 for more to come.
All right. So that's a 100.
Yeah.
So when the drunk rock out talk about I give them bus fare.
Oh, let me tell you, you them bus the nano AC that them, you know.
I want to retrofit them and I'll put AC in them, man.
They have to go convert some of the, because it's a cold country there, and the people them not really go to school in a summertime when they hot. So I eat in them, the AC in them.
Refresh them, man.
Refurbish them. And put the door up on the next side.
On the other side, yeah.
Black.
Yo.
You see, Max?
Yeah, me see it, man.
Brethren, when am I going to pay for that?
Me not know how to get money pay for it, Steve.
You never do mass good, man.
Hey, Steve, all I want to say, I go do, I know you not talk which part I get the money, you know? All you want to do, I put it in the Andrew cookie jar.
Thief money. That's our PMP, the thief.
Thief, yes.
And you're looking for 6 door. And you clean morning.
Catch him.
Hey, get off, yard. Listen. And you're looking at here. Hey, you know what Bobby like?
Yeah.
The bunching and going. When
I just say anyone in this room that benefit.
Aye, that was a big blow. Eh?
Yeah, man. Fuck him up.
Frigga.
A piece of pins,
That's never
big
gone.
piece of a little piece that, you know. There's a little piece to bother to give my entry. Yeah.
No trouble when no trouble you. When you see big people out the way.
I look a drunk, I look a rummed man there, I would have said, baga, I go take you. Trouble when the trouble you, baga, I go take you.
Of course, baga, take that. People that.
Get all it.
Bad Steve.
Jesus.
Me say every time he lift take off the glass, want me conky me in the head. Shit.
Rope a duck and give the uppercut.
Man.
Take the uppercut on your ass, man.
Yo, Plank. You. Body silent. Body not here. I'm myself not here.
Yeah, man. Right here, man.
Oh. Me I say I want to major take away from the thing to the car. You know, me come on fire.
Everything Sheldon. The man.
We will whole game, man. The whole match away.
Everything. Straight.
Everything away.
Mm-hmm.
All the overtime we win it though.
110 out of 100.
See it there? That is it.
Yeah, man, I real talk, man.
What you think I want to go for frame I go deal with? That thing come, thing.
Boss, I feel skip some of the things them. Boss said too much, so yo, I skip some of them, you know. I just rush that one here. Then I just brief them, brother.
Yeah. The pressure take you, man, have to get up and run.
Walk out, but me as the opposition, me now walk out and another debate. That's down to the last drop.
I walk out.
Sit down. Ma go in.
Makes you get hot, man.
Him walk out, and him walk out.
Thank him.
Can't stand to eat.
Nobody opposition is supposed to walk out in a debate. A debate where you walk out for. Eh?
Bracy.
When you walk out, bro, where you left the
man walk out. The man walk out. I step him, I go step down for one step, you know, brother. The man out, I walk high, my step high like he under. He sensei.
And look, kill him. The minimum wages. That kill him.
Yeah.
Minimum wage, sir?
What? Yeah.
How much?
16,000.
$1,000 more.
Yeah.
Then that me I say, man, I have to touch it up a little bit, man.
Come like you not just son of boss. No son of boss a real man. A brain box that you know, brethren.
Boss, boss. You know, me I tell you from the time I say, boss, favorite boss. Boss, favorite boss.
Hold on. Mark Golden attack. Listen foolishness to my attack.
That is necessary for moving forward, and we're committed to doing that for all of us. So people, I just want to say the word is love. We are here, we're going to have a nice talk, and I'm going to hand over now back to Sister Peter Gay, my comrade. Give up yourself.
Thank you. No, you've heard from our next Prime Minister of Jamaica and comments. We're going to open up the floor, right, for you to ask your questions, or even make a suggestion or comment, whatever it is.
Take out the rubbish off of this, so.
Or next.
Let the old slut come off.
In terms of the policies and program that we're putting forward to move you and the country forward. All right, so
yeah.
Or you can raise your hand and we
Take off the old slut there. All rubbish. Garbage. But comrade. Get out of here. You shitty bitch.
Circle back on the man, that's it.
Grace.
Yeah.
How everybody gone?
There, man.